Hey gang, Private Jack here, and welcome to the finale on the series of taking an XNA model, converting it, and getting it into Source FilmMaker. So, what I've got here is a little picture of Ralph sitting in Source FilmMaker. He's sitting there with the Scout. Transport complete. Ralph is in the house. So, let's do a quick recap. We took XNA LoRa, we found a model, we brought it in, and we've converted it to a format that is known by Blender. From there, we brought the model into Blender. We reboned it, got rid of all the excess bones that aren't required, renamed the bones, made sure they were connected properly, reskinned it, and made sure that we gave the textures names that we could remember and use in the QC file. From there, we exported the model to SMD format. You can do DMX, but it's a little more complex, and writing the QC for DMX is a little more involved. So we just did it basic. From there, we went into GIMP and we converted the TAGA files that were part of the XNA model to VTF. From there, we went into BFEdit and created the VMT files, which tells the model what skins to wear. From there, we wrote the QC file. And we just made a very basic one just to get the model into Source FilmMaker. From there, we compiled the QC file to make the model, and then from there, we brought Ralph into being in Source FilmMaker. And here you can see that what I've done is I've gone through and I've renamed all the bones, and now the actual bone structure, all the bones are known, and it makes it easier to actually move the model around. Now, I did try to add the rig, but the rig doesn't work, and what I end up with for an error message is that something here isn't quite right and it's unable to create the actual rig. So unfortunately, if you want to move them around, you have to move them individual pieces and whatnot else. Pretty easy to do. For the arms, what I usually do is I just grab the portion of the arm that I want to move. I'm going to move this left arm here. I'll grab the entire arm, go into a rotate mode. Rotate mode, thank you. I'll change the rotation mode to local, and now when I move his arms, everything moves as if it was in an IK rig. Okay, so that's that. From there, what I did is I created my image file, and basically what this finale is going to do is show you how to upload the model to Source FilmMaker Workshop. So to do that, all we have to do is go to File, Export, File, Community, come down here to Publish Models to Steam. In here, what we're going to do is we're going to locate the model file, and it is usually found in, well, wherever you put it. In my case, I put it in C, Program Files, x86 for us 64-bit guy, Steam, Steam Apps, Common, Source FilmMaker, Game, User Mod, Models, and Ralph. I'm going to click on the Ralph model. It'll bring it into here. I have to give it an image. So I'm going to go into renders and I'm going to find my little Ralph picture that I just made right there. Give it a name. And give it a little description. Okay, visibility depends on where you want to put it. I'm going to leave mine private for now. If you want everybody in the world to be able to get it, you make it public. If you only want your friends to have it, you make it friends only. For me, I'm going to make it private because I haven't got the actual tutorial series finished yet. I still have to make the MP4s for uploading to YouTube. Here you can just put it into what category the model falls into, and right now the only ones that are listed are the valve type programs, and if you leave it blank, I'm not sure if it'll go up if you leave it blank. So what I'm going to do is just use original IP, and because he doesn't really fall into any of those categories, and here I just say he's a character, and you can see here you can put it pretty much what you want to do. So he's a character, and from there all I do is I click publish model. It will go through, it will find all the material files that need to go up with it. It'll find all the other model files that need to go up with it. Click OK, and it whirls and twirls and goes around, and it will come back and say model upload complete or something like that in a second here. There we go. File was published to the Steam Workshop. Okay. Now if I want to see what it looks like, I go into Community, come into Source Filmmaker. Actually, it won't be available in Source Filmmaker because I made it private, so I have to go to my profile, come down here to my workshop items, and we're waiting for that to actually finish its rendering. Hopefully it will pop up here. I'll just go to the actual page, and for some strange reason my picture didn't come up. It just might be a render problem. Let's upload another one. User mod, renders, elements, renders, and we'll select the Ralph. Continue. It just might be a problem with Steam has to go through and actually has to render the image. We'll come back and look at that in a minute. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Now, once I've got the tutorial series up and running, what I'll do is I will actually come back in here and I'll change the visibility and make it public. And then everybody in the world will be able to have it. So with that, that's the end of the tutorial series on how to take an XNA model, convert it for use in Source FilmMaker, and the process you have to go through to get it there. I will be making a guide. You can actually go into guides. All my guides are in here. These are the guides that I've made so far, and this is one that I helped on. So anyway, with that, I'm going to say Private Jack out.